This is for all you multi-talented, multitasking, multi-everything people out there. Take it away.
Find your glory, write your story, fearless feet will carry you. Time you own it, take your moment, be a fire burning through. Hustling from night until morning, grinding it out, it won't be long. Feel your power, it's your hour, you inspire, you are strong.
Enjoy your Zoa. No applause? You're all fired.
Now that you've reached the stage in your life where quality television is important, Nubian TV is a black network that speaks to your lifestyle. Nubian TV is the world's first digital network devoted to the upscale and political lifestyles of black people. Nubian TV's programming includes politics, travel, fashion, food, automotive, arts and culture, civil rights, music, and more. Watch now on Amazon Fire TV, Roku, or watch globally at nubiantv.net. Nubian TV, it's what you want to watch.
Come with me if you want to live a more delicious life.
Oh, maybe we should get in the van.
In this world, we don't get to control much. The past, male pattern baldness.
Wedgies.
Got one right now. The urge to pop that bubble wrap. But there is one thing we do get to choose every single day: what we eat. Welcome to the Sonic Department of Research and Deliciousment. We have everything you want, didn't know you wanted, and some things you didn't know were possible. Because we believe if you're not having fun, you're not living free. So come on, let's live a little.
Hey, good morning, America. Good morning, America.
Good morning, America.
Good morning, America.
Money! Are you ready? They are ready. Covering the biggest events in the country right now.
There's a lot going on here.
It's always a good time. That's what the show's about.
That's good.
Really good. Very good. Coming in hot, Jimmy, coming in hot.
It's far from elementary.
Oh.
Good morning, America. I'm not going to try to strut like Michael or anything.
I have known George a long, long time.
Have you ever gotten him to dance?
Look at that face.
You don't just see it, you feel it.
I'm in.
I'm in. I'm in.
I'm in too.
I'll be here.
I am here and so happy.
I'm in.
I'm in too.
I'm in. That tells you something when Snoop Dogg's in. Michael, George, Lara, Ginger.
Prepare for a journey beyond imagination, beyond belief, beyond anything you've experienced before. Universal Epic Universe, a new theme park where you'll step through extraordinary portals to 5 immersive worlds. Prepare for a cosmic voyage of discovery, an isle of fire-breathing excitement, a shadowy world of monsters and mystery, new wonders in the wizarding world, and a new way to play. Plus the splendor of a magnificent resort hotel overlooking the park. It's all new excitement at Universal Orlando Resort. A week's worth of vacation thrills with 4 amazing theme parks, a variety of spectacular themed hotels, and incredible dining and entertainment. It's all at Universal Orlando Resort, where you'll find new adventures every day. Explore the astonishing worlds of Universal Epic Universe at Universal Orlando Resort.
Can somebody please explain to me what in the black is going on here? This morning, R. Kelly is hospitalized. Then something that was under seal got out, and Judge Aaron Surian got into the prosecution and the defense. And now you mean to tell me Tyler Perry has a $260 million sexual assault lawsuit case? What is going on this Tuesday? Child, we are going to get to all of it. I know for those of you who were looking forward to the Kanye documents, don't worry. I'll do that tomorrow night for y'all. Y'all know I always honor my commitments, right? We're bumping up the Tyler Perry one tonight at 8:30. Plus, I got documents on deck for that one. But right from this space right here and right now, this is the 25th day of the Diddy trial. Higher is waiting. Lower is available. But either way, we are live on tour. Let me take down this iconic intro here. Child, we got a lot to talk about. You see that virtual tour background? Yes, you do. You hear that virtual tour music? Yes, you do. And then there is me. Hey, everybody, because, child, I sincerely, look,
time is slipping away from me.
Like, really, time is slipping away from us here. Because what in the hell is going on? What the helly? As the young people would say, my Lord Jesus, glad to have all you here as the fireworks are going off behind us, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, indeed. All right, so y'all know how we get down, everybody. We give you all the updates from NBC News. Then we have some dynamic videos, some articles, and then we're done. Okay, so for those of you who are waiting for the Tyler Perry show, that will be coming up at 8:30. Okay, so right after this one, because child, what? Okay, here we go. From NBC News, Sean Diddy Combs trial, former assistant Brendan Paul to testify. The fate of another juror, right? Is also in limbo as the prosecution calls its final witnesses. Here we go. What to know about the trial. The fate of a juror who might have spoken improperly about the case with a former colleague was left unresolved when Judge Aaron Surian left the bench yesterday. Another juror had been dismissed earlier yesterday after he allegedly had given conflicting answers about where he lives. Sean Diddy Combs' former assistant Brendan Paul is expected to take the witness stand today. Combs faces 5 criminal counts, 1 count of racketeering conspiracy, 2 counts of sex trafficking by force, fraud, or coercion, and 2 counts of transportation to engage in prostitution. Combs has ferociously denied the allegations against him. This live briefing may include graphic descriptions of sexual violence. For resources on sexual assault, call the National Sexual Assault Telephone Hotline. Sign up for the Diddy on Trial newsletter for key developments and analysis. And of course, listen to the Dateline Nightly podcast. All right, y'all, here we go. We have a lot to get to, so let's get to the getting and doing what we do. Jury dismissed for the day. Parties remain to discuss court matters. Now, if you remember, this morning there were some content creators that went live to talk about it, that Judge Aaron Surian got onto the prosecution and the defense teams about a piece of evidence that was under seal, that there was an article out, right? So the last time that the prosecution, the defense, and the judge stayed around after everything was done with court was Friday. So there is that. Just wanted to add that to the timeline there. The jury, general public, have been dismissed for the day as parties remain to discuss issues in private with Judge Surian. Before the public cleared the court, the prosecution said that they are not likely to rest their case before Friday. Prosecutor Maureen Comey noted that Penland's testimony took longer than expected, and Brendan Paul has yet to be called to the stand. Ventura and Combs nearly had freak off day before beating. Ventura and Combs had considered doing a freak off on March 4th, 2016, one day before his infamous videotaped beating of her at a Los Angeles hotel. They ended up not doing it that day, according to a text chat, because of errands Ventura had to run, that being played a pivotal role in Combs' downfall. Absolutely. Once that video came out, that was pretty much it for everybody. Like, there was nothing else to see. Nothing else to listen to, nothing else to really make space for. You know what I mean? So it was what it was with that. Ventura proposes cosplaying a one-night stand. Former girlfriend once proposed Shia Combs cosplay a hotel bar pickup and one night stand pouring into a text chat between them. She told Combs to meet her at a Heritage Hotel bar where I am not casting you or not Sean. If he needed to break character, the safe word would be Pineapple, Ventura wrote. Ventura had previously testified to participating in this ad as last-ditch effort to save their relationship. You know, that's what we call role play. So, you come here often, Savannah? Well, I actually do. Well, my name is Tom. And you put Savannah and Tom together, that acronym is SAT. So you sat down on my face, so you're going to sat down on my face later, and we'll make it do what it do. I'm joking. But that has happened. I remember on Beyond the Gates with, I think it was Vanessa. She did some role playing with one of the members of Fairmount Crest. So yes, indeed. Shout out to Beyond the Gates. Lots going on with that show. I know I'm way behind, child. This trial right here, and
Time is slipping away from me. Yeah.
Believe me, okay? Child, listen, okay? Jesus. I feel y'all, all right? So believe me, y'all are still right here, okay? Believe me. Meeting up for freak off at Madrid. The defense hopes to show that Ventura did object to her role in Combs' freak-offs and was an enthusiastic participant. His attorney, Terry Garagos, introduced one text chain in which Ventura wrote LOL sure when asked by Combs to meet him for October 31st, 2013 rendezvous at a modern hotel. Ventura previously testified to doing the freak-offs to keep Combs happy. So that was Halloween night, so maybe that was a Halloween freak-off, potentially. Ventura once dreamed of having a baby with Combs. The Ventura-Combs relationship could be a roller coaster of emotion at any given moment. A high point was on June 16th, 2023, when Ventura texted her then boyfriend, calling him an extraordinary man and saying she could wait till we have a baby of our own to celebrate Father's Day. Thank God that did not happen. Because that would have been 18 years of hell. And children do not ask to be here, so this has nothing to do with the child. I'm talking about the connection that Cassie would have with Dick. Can you imagine this co-parent? And you see how this has turned out for Dick, right? So far, okay. Yes, indeed. Penland resumes cross-examination. Court has returned from lunch and Penland has taken the witness stand once again to resume cross-examination. Court takes its daily lunch break here. Jurors empty the courtroom for the daily lunch break. Jury shown video blocked from public view. Jurors are wearing headphones and watching a video that was likely explicit footage, similar to what they were shown on Monday afternoon. While both the sound actual footage was blocked from the courtroom audience's view, some sound from headphones placed on the table could be picked up by microphones. The sound appeared to be of excited conversation than routine conversation. So, like I said, whenever it comes to videos and audio, most of the time the jury is going to be shown that because this is very, very adult content. Also, too, it has people in these videos that the jury could, not the jury, but the gallery could leak who it is if they saw the video, right? So they have to protect everybody, right? So there is that there. Agent pushes back on defense questions over lack of Cassie text in evidence chart. Garagos continued to point out loving texts between Combs and Ventura that were missing in the prosecution's chart, but the special agent on the witness stand resisted. The defense continued to review texts from Ventura that appeared to be loving or encouraging of freak-offs, knowing their absence from the government's evidence presentation. Penland told the court that her job was not to add anything to the government's presentation, but to review what was included. The chart was based on evidence showing who was at specific gatherings and locations, she said. Geragos then pointed to a date on which the chart doesn't show Combs' name to indicate he was present at a specific gathering. So once again, the defense, being the idiotic waste of life that they are, right? They've been that way this whole trial. This is the thing, right? When this summary witness came to the stand, their job was to summarize everything that the government has had, right, in their arsenal, right? So this summary witness wasn't going to add anything to it. They were just going to give a give a pit stop of here's where we are up to this point. So, and as I look here, that the text between the loving text between Combs and Ventura were missing in the prosecution's chart. Well, listen, this right here was what they found from Diddy's phone, from Cassie's phone, from everybody's phone. So obviously some text messages could have been deleted, because if we remember from Make It Make Sense by Why Shout to Make It Make Sense, he showed a document that showed immediately. So that could be the case for this. We don't know, but like, really, defense, you're gonna get on the summary witness because there were missing texts? Diddy probably deleted some intel, and maybe Cassie too, but child, Cassie was done with that relationship. Maybe she deleted those texts because she wanted to move on with her life. Could that be a possibility? Yes, it could. Text show Combs and Ventura routinely check calendars for freak-off dates. In its ongoing bid to prove Combs' freak-offs were consensual acts, the defense read through texts that show the music novel and then girlfriend Cassie Ventura routinely exchanging dates for the next rendezvous. It could be any date you choose, Combs texted rather on August 5th, 2009. And one text, Ventura responded that a Friday night would work best for her. She could have the rest of the weekend to physically recover ahead for the next work week. But Ventura added that if they could make their schedules work for the weekend of August 7th through the 9th, she wouldn't be free again until August 28th. The defense showed a text from Ventura to Combs on August 7th. When she appears to tell him she looks forward to performing a fellatio on him. So I think that the defense for 6 weeks now has been so displacent, disrespectful, and just really out of line of not recognizing trauma, for one, not recognizing abuse, and also not recognizing that they have no right to tell what somebody's emotions should be, right? They were in a relationship. So there were good times, there were bad times, just like any relationship, right? Except this one is an extreme case of what the actual fuck is going on, right? So once again, defense dumbasses, prosecution winners, of course. Defense picks at details of the prosecution's evidence charged. Combs' attorney Terry Geragos took up cross-examination of Penland, who reviewed evidence presented in the charts by the government. The defense nitpicked at different parts of the evidence charts, noting that some sections were lacking. Some dates of hotel meetings between Combs and escorts didn't have Ventura's name listed. Geragos pointed out as one potential inaccuracy. Penland testified that there were many times when another person was present but did not have evidence to put their name in the chart. Penland said they did not have the names of every potential person at the gatherings. Exactly, because here's the thing, right? One thing to know, two things for sure with these freak-offs. Some people just came, said hey, and left, right? So if you only came to say hey and leave, then you really didn't do anything, right? So to go back through all of those records, right? All the audio, all the videos, the guest book, if Diddy did a guest book of, who came to the party, then, of course some things are going to be missed out or left out rather. So I don't get why this defense team has careers. I truly don't. Like, do y'all not not find evidence in the other cases that y'all, take on? Like, missing evidence is a thing. It is. So, but anyway, let's roll on. After 2016 hotel assault, phone records show Combs demanded Ventura's return. A panic Combs called and texted Ventura to come back in the wake of his videotape beating of her at a Los Angeles hotel in 2016. Phone records admit into evidence show. Combs told Ventura that officers were on their way to arrest him, though that was not the case, as no one called police to the Intercontinental Hotel on March 5th, 9 years ago. I'm about to be arrested. He texted Ventura before calling her 5 times in 22 minutes with no answers. Well, I would just do not disturb. That's what I would do not disturb, do not disturb. Okay. Okay, all right. Moving on. Honestly, what Cassie ought to do?
Time is slipping away from me. Yeah.
Time was slipping away from me. I didn't know you called. Hotels charge Combs businesses thousands for damage to rooms. So we did hear about this earlier in the trial, right? But here are some more details, okay? According to receipts shown through Special Agent Penland, hotels charge Combs businesses thousands of dollars for damage to their rooms after his traveling party checked out. The Beverly Hills Hotel billed Combs $500 for damage to drapes and carpets, and the Hermitage Hotel $950 for deep cleaning. But the most eye-popping big ticket bill shown today came from the Intercontinental Hotel, which charged Combs $46,786 for penthouse damage October 5th, 2012. Child. What the hell? What the helly? Now, I'm just going to pull up something, okay? I'm just going to pull up something real quick. Because $46,786, that's basically almost $50,000, right? And so, what I like to do around here, I like to be able to compare, what you could, get for that type of money. Right, so let me bring that up. I was telling my friend Bishop I got 3 shows to do in one day today. But then again, I did not know. I did not know about the Tyler Perry lawsuit until I was looking around and around and around and around, to use Elmer Fudd's words. So, with that being said, hang on me. No, we don't want that. We want the most basic. Yep, restart. So here it is here, y'all. Here it is here. So this is Cadillac.com. Okay. CTS right there. $50,095. Okay. So I'm going to just do the basics, right? So as you can see here, 33-inch diagonal advanced color LED display with Google built in, heated driver front passenger seats, available 3.0 L twin turbo V6 engine. So I'm not going to add anything. We're just going to make it do what it do, okay? So I'm going to do this one. Okay, yep. So it should be changing here. Okay. So basically that. Okay, but to keep it at 50,000, we'll keep it at 50,000, right? So we're going to go to the interior. Okay. Just going to go into the interior. Because like I said, I like being able to showcase to y'all, like sincerely, what you can get. So I like this interior, so we're going to keep it going with this. And so anything that you add, you know, is a little bit higher, but we're just trying to keep it at where it needs to be. However, this is all, you know, this is all just a fantasy, but we're just going to keep it going. So right there, $50,320. Okay. That, ladies and gentlemen, is for a brand new 2026 CT5 Cadillac sedan, premium luxury, rear wheel drive. Okay. For that amount of damage, for $46,786, you can get a brand new Cadillac. What the hell? What the hell? I can't. Let's roll on. Travel charges for sex worker included on credit card paid for by Combs. Now, was this personal expenses or was this business expenses? Because we got racketeering and RICO charges potentially. Let's dig into this here. A sex worker's round trip travel from Los Angeles to New York in August of 2009 appears to have been paid for by Combs, according to Penland's testimony. Prosecutor Emily Johnson had Penland testified to records showing Julius Theodore's travel, including flights and a hotel paid for by an American Express card. Penland testified that it was Combs' credit card, and those charges were included in his September 2009 card payment. Ventura previously testified that Theodore was an escort. She and Combs often employed to have sex with her during freak-offs early in their relationship. So this was paid by American Express card, and that it was Combs' credit card. So it sounded like this was a personal trip here. But also, too, we don't know if it's Combs' credit card to use from Bad Boy Records or his personal card. We just know that, you know, it was paid for by Combs, but that little wrinkle is there, right? So there is that there. Special Agent Deleassa Penland returns to the stand. Deleassa Penland, special agent with the United States Attorney's Office, has returned to the witness stand this morning. Penland did not work on the Combs investigation, but reviewed evidence in the case. As she testified about yesterday, she went into travel records for Combs, casting Ventura, at least one sex worker the former couple frequently employed. This testimony appears to bolster the government's case for the transportation to engage in prostitution charges levied against Combs. Brendan Paul pleads the Fifth and receives immunity. Brendan Paul, who worked for Combs, took the stand to invoke his Fifth Amendment right against self-incrimination before taking the stand later today. He was granted an immunity order which requires him to tell the truth to protect himself from prosecution. Jury was told that Juror 6 was excused and not to discuss the matter among themselves. Yesterday, defense attorney Alexandra Shapiro asked the judge what he told the other jurors about why juror number 6 was suddenly gone off the panel. Marion said the other jurors were told that juror number 6 was excused, and they were also told not to discuss the case or the issue among themselves. The issue with juror 7 will be dealt with after court today. So as we saw at the top of the show, it was not dealt with. So we shall see what the end will be for juror number 7. Prosecutors could rest their case tomorrow. Assistant U.S. Attorney Maureen Coleman revealed the government will likely rest its case against Combs tomorrow, but it could go into Friday morning. Combs attorney Mark Afelio said the defense would present its case in 2 to 5 days of trial, but the timing is not set in stone. A jury charge could come next week. Judge Marion said. Judge rebukes prosecution and defense over online article. Court opened this morning with Smear asking the prosecution and defense about online article that appeared to include details from a sealed proceeding. Smear was livid as both sides they knew the article source. He said someone's lying. The transcript was sealed. One or more people who were in here Friday this afternoon, who were in here Friday in this courtroom, flagrantly violate this court's orders, a violation of the court's sealed order. But it wasn't just that. He said the court imposed a gag order on the government, the defendant, all attorneys for the defense, anyone involved was made accountable. He continued, violation of that order, what happened here may result in civil or criminal contempt charges for all involved. The judge warned Assistant U.S. Attorney Maureen Comey and lead defense counsel Mark Feller, there's no passing the buck anymore. The buck stops with you. If anything happens, the counsel is responsible. And something that Armand Wickens said this morning that is very true. Judge Aaron Smirian has been fair across the board. He has not taken no bullshit from anybody. You hear? So shout out to him for that. Court is now in session. Court is now in session, marking the 25th day of the Combs trial. Jury was shown freak-off videos for the first time. You see, jurors were shown videos of freak-offs mentioned in testimony for the first time. The videos, which involved Combs, his former girlfriend, Cassie Ventura, sex workers at a New York City hotel, were from 2012 and 2014, and were shown in short clips. Some jurors reacted visibly to the graphic tapes. The video was only shown to jurors and not to the gallery or the media. So here's a recap of what happened yesterday. Yesterday in court, Anna Sankar, a paralegal for the United States Attorney's Office, reviewed the case text call logs. Text showed that Combs employees joked about how the music mogul hired male escorts for drug-fueled freak-offs. Combs also asked employees to pick up illegal drugs such as 50 pills of Molly. Text showed Deleassa Penland, U.S. Attorney's Office Special Agent, spoke about the Combs investigation charts and the data she received. Penland reviewed flight records belonging to Jules Theodore, an escort frequently hired to engage in freak-offs with Combs and Ventura. Questioning over the flight and hotel arrangements appear to support the transportation to engage in prostitution charges Combs faces. Fate of another juror was left unresolved yesterday. When Judge Aaron Smirian left the bench yesterday afternoon, the fate of another juror who might have spoken properly about the case from a colleague remained unresolved. Earlier yesterday, the court said a second juror might have acted improperly, that his fate would be decided after testimony. But when Smirian sent jurors home, the issue wasn't addressed. Smirian had dismissed a juror earlier in the day for giving conflicting answers about where he lives. That juror, a 41-year-old black man, might live in New Jersey and outside the bounds of the City District of New York. Who is expected to testify today? U.S. Attorney's Office Special Agent Deleassa Penland is set to continue her testimony today. While she did not work directly on this case, Penland was tasked with reviewing the Combs investigation charts and data. Brendan Paul, one of Combs' former personal assistants, and two summary witnesses are also expected to testify. That's everything you need to know about the 25th day of the Diddy trial. So we're going to have some dynamic video here. Here we go, everybody. We will definitely watch this as well, because I definitely want to know the tea on that.
Today, the jury in New York City's most famous trial of the moment, Sean Diddy Combs, viewing real-life footage of the infamous sex parties known as freak-offs, described by the defense as consensual encounters, but by the prosecution as something far more sinister. Combs denies all charges. And just a warning, this story contains accounts, descriptions, and visual content of actual or alleged events that some may find disturbing. Here's Nightline co-anchor Byron Pitts.
Behind these doors, a jury seeing for the first time the world's been talking about for months. Videos of those notorious so-called freak-offs involving Sean Diddy Combs.
These are the videos that depicted Cassie Ventura with male escorts. And these videos, explicit though they are at the heart of the prosecutor's case to help convince the jury that Cassie Ventura was trafficked for sex.
In a key moment of this trial, wearing headphones, jurors were shown excerpt videos of freak-offs played in the courtroom for the first time today. The The videos coming from a laptop belonging to Cassie Ventura.
When it came time to play these video excerpts of freak-offs, jurors put on headphones, so did the lawyers and Sean Combs. The public screens were shut off because the gallery was not allowed to see or hear these explicit videos. But as the excerpts played, we could faintly hear the sound of music and moaning noises.
The jury also shown text messages between Combs and Ventura, in which prosecutors say he texted her one.
So that's the Punisher there, because you guys remember the Punisher came through and talked about his contribution to the freak-offs.
To celebrate Christmas and have a freak-off tonight or Friday? Further text messages, they said, were summoning escorts to a hotel. Also at the center of today's court proceedings, text messages, emails, and documents shown in court.
The videos came with hotel receipts, credit card statements, travel records that helped give the jury a full picture of how Sean Combs allegedly got her and male escorts to different hotel rooms for the purposes of these sexual encounters.
Sean Combs stands accused of sex trafficking, racketeering, and prostitution, all charges he denies. But as the government wraps up its case over the next couple of days, a major moment in court this morning, Judge Aaron Sabramian dismissing a juror, juror number 6, for lack of candor. The juror originally saying he lived in the Bronx with his fiancée, but he apparently told a court staff member that he had recently moved in with his girlfriend in New Jersey.
The worry about a juror who gives incomplete or not really forthright answers is that they could be what's called a stealth juror. Someone who is answering questions in a way that is untruthful, but to get onto a jury, to be able to give a verdict that they want, either guilty or not guilty. And that's something that no one wants in the jury.
The judge saying the record raised serious concerns as to the juror's candor and whether he shaded answers to get on and stay on the jury. Going on to say, there's nothing the juror could say at this point that would put the genie back in the bottle.
It is far better to remove a juror that has issues as to candor or jurisdictional defects now than if a verdict was rendered. Because if a verdict was rendered, that could be a bigger issue of appeal, that a person gave an incomplete or wrong answer to get on the jury and then rendered either a guilty or not guilty verdict.
The defense raising concerns about the dismissal, noting that he was one of 2 black men on the jury.
The defense lamented that removing juror number 6, a 41-year-old black man, would make the jury less diverse. The judge said that was not a concern with this particular juror. He said he was sympathetic to the defense concerns generally, but he noted the makeup of this jury already includes a number of people of color.
This week marks what's expected to be the final week of testimony in the government's case before Combs' attorneys take over to present his defense. The prosecution making their final push with exhibits they hope will help prove the charges of transportation to engage in prostitution. Federal prosecutors are alleging that Combs orchestrated a criminal enterprise with the assistance of his bodyguards to pressure witnesses like Combs' former assistant testifying as Mia to, quote, stay silent and not report what they experienced or knew.
The jury saw some additional messages from one of Sean Combs' longtime bodyguards. He goes by D-Rock. She said the outreach from D-Rock and from Combs himself made her terrified. Federal prosecutors no doubt want to leave the jury with the impression that Combs was behind the scenes pulling the strings as part of his alleged orchestration of a criminal enterprise.
The jury was also presented with text and audio messages meant to reinforce testimony from other witnesses about hotel rooms, drugs, and travel. One group of messages between Combs' chief of staff, Christina Coram, and Combs' travel arranger discussing a flight for Jane and an escort named Paul. In one 2018 exchange, Ventura allegedly told Coram, quote, I can't do that violent, scary, kick me out of my own house stuff anymore. To which Coram responded, I'm sure. Stay focused, though. It's not worth derailing. That much I know.
The government will present this as we are getting information that Christina Coram knows about the violence towards Cassie from Sean Combs, and that she is saying, stay focused, don't get derailed. That could be a part of the coercion or the force in that RICO or sex trafficking charge. But the defense will make their own arguments and say that Christina Coram is not part of a criminal enterprise, but merely a confidant and friend of Cassie Ventura.
Prosecutors say the messages were pulled from electronic devices owned by Corum, who is not testifying at trial. Corum's attorney did not respond to requests for comment from ABC News in a previous statement. Regarding 3 other civil lawsuits she had been named in surrounding Combs, Corum said in part, "For months, horrific accusations have been made about me in various lawsuits regarding my former boss. The idea that I could be accused of playing a role in, or even be a bystander to, the rape of anyone is beyond upsetting, disturbing, and unthinkable. That is not who I am, and my heart goes out to all victims of sexual assault. I am confident that the allegations against me will be proven to be untrue." The prosecution is expected to rest this case as early as Wednesday, with the defense taking over by Friday, when they will make their case for what they say Sean Combs is innocent of all the accusations levied against him these past 5 weeks.
The prosecution has signaled that they have just a few more witnesses that will testify, including Brendan Paul, a former assistant to Sean Combs. We expect him to testify about providing drugs to Sean Combs.
If convicted on all charges, Sean Combs faces a maximum sentence of life in prison.
Thank you so much, NBC.
Survivor's Got Talented freelance.
Thank you so much, ABC News, for that. Here we go with some more video from ABC News. Here we go, everybody.
The prosecution in the Sean Diddy Combs trial could wrap up their case as early as tomorrow. Today, they introduced phone and credit card records from Combs. They argue prove his business amounted to a criminal enterprise. This as the judge is considering removing a second juror who allegedly discussed the case with an outside party. Combs has pleaded not guilty to all charges in the sex trafficking and racketeering case. ABC's Rena Roy and legal contributor Brian Buckmeyer are outside that courthouse in Lower Manhattan. Rena, what's the latest?
Well, Diane, as you pointed out, the jury right now, they are seeing a mountain of credit card and phone records from a special agent who is testifying as what's called a summary witness for the prosecution. Just a short time ago, jurors saw a receipt from the Intercontinental Hotel in Times Square from 2012 when Combs apparently accrued $46,000 of damages. Now, that bill was charged to an Amex that had nearly $1 million worth of monthly expenses, and it was paid by multiple bank accounts that are controlled by Combs's company. The jury is seeing this.
Wait a minute. Let's go back. Let's go back for a second. Gonna go back to Rena Roy and Brian Buckmeyer in just a minute, everybody. Want to go back because to that point, literally, I do not review this stuff before the show. Okay, right here, it says that a sex worker's round trip travel from Los Angeles to New York in August 2009 appears to have been paid for by Combs, according to Penland's testimony. Penland testified that it was Combs' credit card. Those charges were included in his September 2009 credit card payment. Now, I did say, was this personal or was this business? We just heard from Rhea Roy that it was paid by company accounts, right? So let's go back 2 more times just to make sure we heard that correctly. I'll even have the closed captioning up just to make sure that we are Gucci here. Okay.
Worth of monthly expenses, and it was paid by multiple bank accounts that are controlled by Combs's company. The jury is seeing this, as you said, as
okay. One more time for the one more time.
To an Amex that had nearly $1 million worth of monthly expenses, and it was paid by multiple bank accounts that are controlled by Combs's company.
So even though it's Diddy's money, there's multiple bank accounts that are being controlled by Combs' company. Bad Boy Records. There's that racketeering Rico. Let's roll on.
The jury is seeing this, as you said, as federal prosecutors work to prove Combs's business was used as a criminal enterprise that existed to fulfill his sexual desires. They also saw how Combs apparently called and texted Cassie Ventura repeatedly, frantically, after that 2016 attack that was caught on camera at the Intercontinental in Los Angeles. And later that day, the jury saw how Chief of Staff Christina Coram intervened, saying that Ventura should just talk to him. And she also messaged an assistant saying, you should say they had a fun, drunk night, try to get more info. And Coram is also key to that racketeering conspiracy charge that Combs is facing.
Brian, the judges called the parties together today and threatened sanctions. What was that about?
Yeah, so the sanctions were in connection to the gag order that both parties have, both for the government and the defense. And the judge basically said that the buck stops with the lead prosecutor and the defense, AUSA Comey and Mark Agnifilo, respectively, and said they are in charge for their teams and that they believe that someone is lying in regards to information that might have been leaked to one of the jurors, bringing up one of the issues as to communications. Now, there is a gag order, meaning that no party can talk to anyone about the case or the facts of the case underlying that is not made public to us all. And so if there is someone who is lying, if someone has violated the gag order, there could be both criminal and civil orders of contempt for this violation.
Rena, one of the prosecution's final witnesses is former Combs associate Brendan Paul. What do you expect him to say?
Well, Diane, we know that Brendan Paul is a former Syracuse basketball player, and he was arrested on cocaine possession charges last year in Miami around the exact same time that Combs's home in Miami was raided by federal agents. The charges were dropped after Paul completed a diversion program, and we know he's testifying.
I'm guessing this is Brendan Paul right here, I'm guessing.
Under an immunity deal that he was just granted this morning from prosecutors. He was accused in a civil lawsuit of being a drug mule for Combs. So he could potentially talk about the drug-related issues in this case, and that could be crucial for prosecutors.
Brian, defense attorneys said their case could last 2 to 5 days. What do you think they're going to focus on?
I think you're going to focus on Cassie Ventura. She seems to be a major part of this case, both in terms of the RICO conspiracy as well as the sex trafficking charge associated with her. And we've seen through a lot of the evidence as well through some of these text messages, emails, phone calls. It's all surrounding Cassie. We're seeing a lot of the communications about the entertainers or sex workers being transported across state lines to participate in these alleged freak-offs with her, and not a lot from Jane. It almost seems like the government is somewhat steering away from her and veering closer to the allegations with Cassie. So I think the defense is going to try to damage the reputation or credibility of some of the things that Cassie had said in her testimony, but also try to dismantle this idea that there's a criminal enterprise. Because even if there is arson, drug distribution, all the predicate acts in RICO, if there's no criminal enterprise, there's no RICO.
Rena Roy, Brian Buckmeyer, thank you both. And for more on the Combs trial, catch the ABC News Live show Burden of Proof, the case against Diddy, every weeknight at 5:30 p.m. Eastern. And for even more, make sure to follow our podcast, Bad Rap, the case against Diddy, hosted by our very own Brian Buckmeyer on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you like to listen to your podcasts.
So, Rena, Brian, and Diana, thank you so much for that. We have more intel about Combs trial juror under scrutiny for outside communications right here from NBC News. Let's get to that.
Is nearing the end of its witness list in Sean Diddy Combs' sex trafficking trial. It could rest the case as early as tomorrow. Now, right now, a special agent with the U.S. Attorney's Office is continuing her 2-day testimony.
Child, it's the fact that he does not pay attention to anything in front of him. I think for every courtroom sketch, we have seen him look back more than pay attention facing forward.
She is reviewing travel records, hotel charges, and phone records that are all tied to the case. And another juror's fate is still up in the air. There are now questions.
So juror number 6 was removed yesterday, removed over inconsistencies about where he lived, and juror number 7 might have spoken properly about the case with a former colleague. Here we go.
Questions about whether juror number 7 improperly discussed the case with a former colleague. The judge is expected to take up that issue after court today. NBC News entertainment correspondent Chloe Malas joins us now from outside the courthouse. So Chloe, court opened this morning with the judge reprimanding the defense and the prosecution about an online article. Walk us through what happened here.
So I was inside the courthouse this morning trying to figure out what article was the judge referencing. So there's a lot of speculation as to which outlet, but basically there was information in said article that upset the judge that was private. He talked about how both sides, he was threatening to reprimand the government and the lawyers for Combs, even Mark Agnifilo, who's one of Combs' attorneys, at one point saying, this is very bad. So neither side wants to upset the judge, who has been relatively pleasant these entire about 7 weeks long. But he's taking this very seriously. Going to get to the bottom of this because, look, there's a lot of conversations that don't happen in the open forum of the courtroom that happen in his robing room and the chambers, and a lot of things that maybe the prosecutors and the lawyers know about that they're not supposed to be talking about. But like you said, juror chaos right now. One being dismissed because he couldn't give a straight answer about where he was living. Combs' defense team saying that it was racially motivated to dismiss him. The judge was very upset about that allegation yesterday and said that it had nothing to do with race, the fact that he was a black man dismissing him. He was replaced, coincidentally, by a white man. And then now this other issue with another juror. What happened was he got a text message from someone asking him if he was number 6. And he brought that to the judge's attention. But now that has kind of devolved into, was he having conversations with this former colleague? And that's going to be unpacked today. And we could see him being dismissed as well.
And Chloe, we know a special agent with the U.S. Attorney's Office returned to the stand today. She talked about travel records that were included in the evidence when it comes to the prosecution's case for transportation to engage in prostitution. Those are some of the charges that Combs is facing. How did this witness testimony factor into that?
Vicky, you are exactly right. You hit the nail on the head. I mean, this is in an effort at the end now of the prosecutor's case to really hammer home the point that they believe that Combs used his businesses to pay for these male escorts to take part in these freak-offs, like you said, showing flight records, hotel reservations, text exchanges, putting Cassie Ventura or Jane, right, Combs' former girlfriends, Diddy himself, and these escorts in the same place at the same time, and showing these receipts to really hammer home to the jury that this is a part of a RICO conspiracy and this is a part of transportation to engage in prostitution, really trying to lay it out in black and white before jury deliberations begin in what could be about 2 weeks.
All right, Chloe Malas live in Manhattan for us. Chloe, thank you.
We thank you for watching. And remember, stay updated on breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or watch live on our YouTube channel.
Thank you so much, Tom Yamas. And we have one more video, y'all, from Extra. Now, this is from Extra, the Entertainment News magazine, how jurors reacted to watching freak-off videos in court. Here we go.
For a second day in a row, the jury watched graphic videos of Diddy's so-called freak-offs. The explicit clips were spliced together from several different sex parties between 2012 and 2014 involving Diddy's then-girlfriend Cassie Ventura. They were shown only to jurors who were wearing headphones and have been sealed because they are so sexually explicit. One of the freak-offs shown in court involved this man, Sheree Hayes, who is also known as the Punisher. He testified, then told us he was hired to perform at several of those wild encounters.
I was instructed to try to bypass the security, I guess, trying to keep privacy to a maximum. All the furniture was covered in sheets. The directions was, I kind of compare it to a photo shoot.
ABC News legal contributor, attorney, and host of Bad Rap, the case against Diddy, Brian Buckmeyer was in the courtroom and talked with Mona.
What are some of the jurors' reactions?
I would probably describe it as studious and stoic. We in the gallery cannot hear or even see what's going on, but they're very intent on their own individual TV screens. Are these individuals who are intoxicated beyond the point of being able to consent? Is this a freak-off that involves transportation and sex trafficking, as the government is arguing?
At least one of the jurors appeared visibly uncomfortable while watching the videos. On the stand today, a special agent revealed details from that now infamous 2016 hotel incident when Diddy attacked Cassie.
Combs
then kicks her twice.
The video was first uncovered by CNN's Elizabeth Wagmeister and entered into evidence at trial by prosecutors. Today, that agent testified about a text exchange between Diddy and Cassie after the assault. Cassie sent Combs a message that read, "You are sick for thinking it's okay to do what you've done. Please stay far away from me." But Diddy tried to...
Let me go back.
Cassie sent Combs a message that read, "You are sick for thinking it's okay to do what you've done. Please stay far away from me." But Diddy tried to call her, fearing he was about to be arrested. When she did not answer, he texted, "If you don't pick up, you'll never hear my voice again."
Now, like, this text message, why? I mean, Cassie could give two fucks after you did all that shit, bro. After all the shit that you did. Like, that was, oh, happy day, oh, happy day, oh, happy day. What the fuck? Moving on.
Hear my voice again.
The new details revealed to jurors just before the government presents one of its key witnesses.
Diddy's so-called drug mule, Brendan Paul, was arrested last March at a Miami area airport, the same day the feds raided Diddy's properties in Los Angeles and South Florida. This is the only video we have of him from a body cam as he was taken into custody. This photo of Brendan and Diddy was included as an exhibit in a separate lawsuit filed against Diddy by rapper Lil Rod, who claimed Brendan acquires and distributes Mr. Combs' drugs and guns. Authorities say they found cocaine in Brendan's bags during his arrest. The charges were later dropped, and Brendan received immunity for his testimony.
Basically saying that anything he testifies to truthfully on the stand, he will not be prosecuted with later.
The 6'2" Ohio native was a walk-on for Syracuse University's basketball team, but played just 17 minutes in his 2 years there. It's unclear how he managed to work his way into Diddy's entourage after getting a business degree. But the athlete-turned-music producer collaborated with Sean Combs on the Love album, Off the Grid.
Sometimes you gotta go through the dark to manifest.
Prosecutors are expected to wrap their case as soon as tomorrow.
Is no longer the anchor at Extra, everybody. So, here we go from the Associated Press here. Sean Diddy Combs is unlikely to testify as judge says jury could get case next week. From New York, the possibility that music mogul Sean Diddy Combs might testify at his federal sex trafficking trial all but vanished Tuesday after his lawyer predicted a defense presentation lasting as little as 2 days. 2 to 5 days, but from this article, 2 days, and a judge said jurors could be deliberating next week. Attorney Mark Affelio told Judge Arsoon that the defense presentation could last less than 2 days and not more than 5, an estimate that would not apply if Combs testified. Testimony by 2 of his former girlfriends consumed 2 of the trial's 6 weeks. Combs, 55, has pled not guilty to sex trafficking and racketeering conspiracy charges. He has been jailed at a federal lockup in Brooklyn since his September arrest at Manhattan Hotel. Assistant U.S. Attorney Maureen Comey said prosecutors expected to arrest Friday. Earlier in the trial, Combs' ex-girlfriends Cassandra Cass-Ventura and a woman testified under the pseudonym Jane told jurors that Combs used threats and monetary incentives to coerce them into frequent multi-day sex marathons, also known as hotel nights or freakouts, where Combs watched, directed, sometimes filmed them engaging with male sex workers. On Tuesday, the jury was shown nearly 20 minutes of explicit video recordings of those freak-off encounters from 2012 and 2014 as defense lawyer cross-examined a law enforcement agent about the tapes from Ventura's relationship with Combs lasted from 2007 to 2018, while Jane dated him from 2021 until his arrest last fall. As the recordings were played, one juror seemed to turn away from his video screen, from his video screen for most of the time, although he kept on earphones carrying the sound to jurors. Spectators blocked from seeing or hearing the graphic evidence. Other jurors sat back in their seats as the recordings played on the screens in front of them. A day earlier, prosecutors had shown jurors about 2 minutes of snippets of the recordings. In her opening statement on May 12th, defense lawyer Terry Garagos called the videos powerful evidence of sexual conduct. In this case, was consensual, not based on coercion. Well, maybe somebody should put Terry Garagos in those situations. Let's see if she will consent or not. Some of you may find them hard to watch, not because they're violent, not because they are not consensual, but because they were never meant to be seen by people outside that room. They are in one more intimate, and they were always meant to remain that way. So basically pushing women to the limit where they have UTI, mouth sores, and gastrointestinal problems. That was never meant to leave outside that room. I mean, Terry Garagos really cares about women. My Lord Jesus. She added, these videos will feel invasive, but the government has charged them with sex trafficking, and the evidence of alleged sex trafficking is on these videos. This is why you will have to see them. Earlier Tuesday, the irate judge scolded prosecutors and defense lawyers, saying information about a closed court proceeding involving a juror last Friday had leaked to a media outlet because one or more people in this courtroom clearly violated the court's order. In the future, Sumerian said he would hold Comey and Phil responsible for any slip-ups, and any violations of his orders could result in criminal contempt penalties at the most extreme level. This is the only warning I will give. Michael R. Sissick. Sissick is the Associated Press reporter covering law enforcement, courts, prisons. He is based in New York. Okay, make sure we are good here with this before it makes it do what it do. Okay, here we go. From Business Insider, everybody. This is an exclusive, okay? Kanye West can now return to the Diddy trial, actually be allowed in the courtroom this time. This is an exclusive from Business Insider, okay? Kanye has been added to Sean Diddy Combs' trial guest list for Manhattan courtroom access. Kanye was previously denied entry to the courtroom where Combs' sex trafficking trial is underway. If the rapper known as Kanye West does return, he will have a seat next to Combs' family. Holy. The rapper known as Kanye West shouldn't have any more trouble getting into the Manhattan courtroom for the sex trafficking trial of his pal Sean Diddy Combs. The Jesus Walks rapper has been added to Combs' friends and family trial guest list, according to 2 sources with knowledge of the document. Those on the guest list have access to 2 reserved seat rows on the left side of the 26th floor federal courtroom, where the hip-hop mogul's criminal trial is now in its 6th week. It's not clear whether Kanye will be returned to support Combs at this trial, but if he does, there will be a seat available for him alongside Combs' family members in the courtroom. Conservative firebrand and white emicist and racist and bigot, everything in between, and waste of shit that should have been swallowed by his fucking mother, who has confirmed to Business Insider that he is representative for Kanye, did not immediately respond to a request for comment on Tuesday. Kanye turned up at the Manhattan courthouse last Friday to attend Combs' trial, but he was denied entry into the trial room. Courthouse sources previously told Business Insider. At one time, Kanye was not on Combs' list of approved family members and friends. One of the sources said he did not wait in line like everyone else from the public. The source said no one gets special treatment. Instead, courthouse staff opened an overflow room on the 23rd floor where Kanye, Christian Combs, one of Combs' children, who also has a sexual assault lawsuit, and Kanye West also has a sexual assault lawsuit, could view the trial proceedings on a screen. The court source said Kanye's bodyguard and another Combs supporter also sat with them. Dressed in an all-white denim outfit, Kanye listened to about half an hour testimony before he left the courthouse that day. Kanye, whose anti-Semitic behavior in recent years has led to widespread backlash, has previously taken to social media to back Combs. In February, he pleaded to President 47 in a post to Twitter to please free my brother Puff. Combs has been known as Puff Daddy. Combs has been locked up at a federal Brooklyn jail since he was arrested last September on the sex trafficking racketeering conspiracy charges. He is now on trial for the music tycoon has pleaded not guilty, and his defense lawyers have argued that any sex he's engaged in, his accusers have been consensual. Prosecution is expected to rest its case this week before Combs' defense presents his side to the jury. If you are a survivor of sexual assault, you can call the National Sexual Assault Hotline at 1-800-656-4673. That's 1-800-656-4673. It's 1-800-656-4673, or visit its website to receive confidential support. Now, I want to bring up this person here. Holy, because, you know, I don't get people's existence sometimes when it comes to what fame is. I mean, as long as you exist, I guess you can be famous, child. As long as you exist, I guess you can be famous. As long as you exist, I guess you can be famous. Give me a moment, y'all. I'm trying to pull this up for y'all. Okay, so here it is here. Wait till y'all see this story and y'all will understand why I'm laughing. Oh my God. My Lord. Okay, come on, technology. Work with me now. I can please. While that's loading, let me check my phone for any updates on anything. Okay, no, not really. Okay, cool. Oh my God, child. Why are you doing the most to me right now? Watch this. I bet you by the time that I go to this story, the other story's going to pop up. I bet you. Anyway, let's get to that as the story loads up here. From Hot New Hip Hop, Diddy's former assistant allegedly put honey in rooms for freak-offs. We got honey. We got Heinz ketchup. Got applesauce. Okay, let's roll on. One of Diddy's former assistants took the stand in his federal trial today and recalled how he prepared rooms for alleged freak-offs. Yet another person from Diddy's past took the stand during his federal trial today, his former assistant, Jonathan Perez. Perez worked for the mogul from 2021 to 2024 when he was arrested and hit with charges related to sex trafficking and racketeering. During his testimony, he recalls setting up rooms for Diddy's alleged freak-offs. Per TMZ, according to him, this included gathering all the necessary materials for the alleged drug-filled parties. Food, liquor, music, red lights, condoms, Rose, condoms, and lubricant were just a few of the things Perez allegedly put in the rooms. Honey was allegedly another, as Perez claims he heard it can increase a man's libido. Okay, so that's apparently that's the word. Okay, apparently that is the word. I guess that's still loaded, child. Okay. He also alleges that he go to adult stores to purchase outfits and high heels and clean up rooms after the alleged freak-offs. Allegedly, the cleanup involved a lot of dirty sheets, towels, and oil. So this was day trial day 23. This is far from all that happened during Diddy's trial. Today, however, one of his peers made headlines for showing up at the courthouse to support the Bad Boy founder. This was Kanye West, who arrived in an all-white suit. His appearances prompted big reactions from social media users, including 50 Cent. He took to Instagram to troll both of them. An AI-generated image of himself in a white suit. We are wearing white in honor of the freak-offs, he captioned it. Damn you, Kanye. You should have brought your very little wife in that great outfit. Ooh, I know he did not do that. Oh my. I know he did not do that. I know he did not do that. Oh my God. 50 Cent don't play. He just does not play. He just does not play. Wow. Okay then. Wow. This week, Diddy's ex-girlfriend also testified anonymously under the pseudonym Jane. She recalled taking part of his alleged freak-offs, accused him of assault and more. He introduced me to this lifestyle under a lot of emotional pressure, she alleged. I was so hooked from the beginning on the love and affection. I fell in love with him, and I didn't understand the terms of the relationship. It was this mix of love and pressure to do things he desired. I felt I had to fulfill my duties as his girlfriend. So there is that there. Y'all, that's not all, child. Okay. Oh my Lord. Deja Cassie want to celebrate Christmas with a freak off. No, I'm not joking. I'm not joking. This actually happened. Sincerely, this actually happened. Oh my God, child. Why? Diddy once had a sick, twisted Christmas gift idea for his then girlfriend, Cassie, when they were dating, a freak off. The jury in Diddy's federal criminal trial was shown text messages in court Monday from January 2013, including one in which Diddy asked Cassie if she wanted to belatedly celebrate Christmas by having a freak off, which numerous witnesses in the case have described as essentially sex marathons with a hired male escort. Conversation began with Diddy texting Cassie, "You're horny," which Cassie responded, "LOL, yeah." Child. Then Diddy texted Cassie, "Would you want to celebrate Christmas and have a freak off tonight or Friday?" Jurors were then also shown the text between Cassie, alleged male escorts, and a man who apparently ran an escort service, with Cassie setting up the staggered arrival times at a hotel. Diddy also sent a message to Cassie about other Christmas presents he had for her. Child, not you wanting her to suck your candy cane off. I cannot, child. I just cannot. Okay. This is where we are, ladies and gentlemen. This is where we are. So right here from TMZ as well, defense Diddy trial. Defense shows jurors more freak off footage. Diddy's defense team isn't backing away from the jury seeing the alleged freak off videos, because Diddy's lawyers are now showing jurors even more footage from them. The viewing went down Tuesday in day 25 of Diddy's federal trial in Manhattan, as defense attorney Terry Geragos was cross-examining a Department of Justice special agent. Geragos queued up a few videos, and jurors put headphones and watched the freak-off footage on screens not viewable by lawyers, prosecutors, or those in the gallery. Prosecutors first showed jurors snippets of the same freak-offs that were shown Monday afternoon, though yesterday the jury only saw and heard around 30 seconds each from 3 different clips that were each 11 or 12 minutes long. It appears the defense cut was much longer today, and we're told jurors saw over 10 minutes of footage before taking a lunch break. The courtroom was once again so quiet, folks in the gallery could hear muffled sounds from the jurors' headphones. We were told it wasn't loud enough to make out what was happening on the monitors. Diddy, wearing a cream-colored sweater and gray pants, looked in the direction of jurors as they watched the videos, and he brought a book to him for the power of positive thinking. Charming. Geragos teed up the viewing portion by showing the jury some text messages between Diddy and Cass that had already been shown in court, including one where Cass told Diddy, "I'm always ready to freak off. It can be whatever prosecutors claim." Diddy coerced Cass into participating in freak offs, but his defense team says she was a willing participant. And finally, everybody, here we go from People Magazine, People.com. Judge in Diddy trial reveals when jurors will start deliberating. The judge made the statement after Combs' defense team gave an estimate of their timeline. Need to know: the weeks-long trial of Sean Diddy Combs has included testimonies from several witnesses and alleged victims accusing him of abuse. Deleassa Penland, the special agent with the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Southern District of New York, took the stand this week. Combs' defense team has asked for mistrial at least on 2 occasions, but now they have asked for 3 mistrials here. The jury in Sean Diddy Combs sexual trafficking racketeering trial could start deliberating as soon as next week. Judge Aaron Serin said in court on Tuesday, that is today, June 17th. Combs' trial has so far included weeks of testimony from several of his personal and professional associates, some of whom have accused him of physical, verbal, and mental and sexual abuse. On Tuesday, Combs' attorney Mark Afelio said the defense estimates their case could take between 2 to 5 days to present, but that they're still making adjustments. Judge Marion said the jury could be charged as early as next week, meaning he would give them detailed legal instructions on how to evaluate the evidence and apply the law before deliberating. Afelio agreed to that timeline. Deleassa Penland, a special agent with the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Southern District of New York, testified on Tuesday for the second day. On Monday, she reviewed hotel invoices, flight records, and text messages from October 2012 before the prosecution played a video of a freak-off from around that time. Combs' ex-girlfriend, Cassandra Cass-Ventura, who is the prosecution's star witness, previously testified that the video showed her and a man referred to as Dave engaging in a freak-off. On Tuesday, jurors watched portions of a separate video dated October 12th, 2012, which Ventura testified showed her and a man named Jules during another freak-off. The footage showed 3 to 4 minute increments told about 20 minutes from across multiple videos from 2012 to 2014. Combs has been charged with sex trafficking, racketeering conspiracy, and transportation to engage in prostitution. He has pled not guilty to all charges. If you know someone who was sexually assaulted, please contact the National Sexual Assault Hotline at 1-800-656-HOPE. That's 1-800-656-HOPE. That's 1-800-656-4673. That's 1-800-656-4673. That's 1-800-656-4673. Or go to RAIN, RAINN.org. So give me a moment. I'm going to reset my computer real quick and I will be right back. Sincerely. Okay, I will be back, y'all. Give me a moment. I'll be right back. Hey, everybody. Welcome back in here. So, finally, after I reset my computer, now this one link wants to work. Child, here it is here. Sneeko, who is a mini Andrew Tate, a waste of life that should have also been swallowed by his fucking mother, and just did way too much on social media. He actually was cool with Mr. Beast and did a whole, telling off about Mr. Beast and cut off his connection to potentially the greatest YouTuber of all time. So anyway, Sneeko presses Diddy trial report for not calling Kanye West that. Sneeko and Kanye West have been linking up a lot as of late, and the two of them made today's trial courthouse on Friday. By the way, this comes to us from Hot New Hip Hop right here, as you can see. Hot New Hip Hop right there. Kanye West has made it very clear, if you won't call him mayor, you might as well not call him at all. I'm just referencing that because it's in the article. His recently frequent streaming pal Sneeko doubled down on that request while attending the Diddy trial as he ran to a report journalist outside Manhattan for a report. The capture of this moment by Fearbuck on Twitter does not confirm this other person's profession, identity, or context. However, their mention of potentially interviewing Kanye indicates that he might be a reporter, but the report Sick was calling the Easy Mogul by his original government name. That's his name, dumb fuck! What the hell? So, oh my God. Okay, here we go, y'all. Here we go, y'all. Here we go, everybody.
Tell Kanye West when he ready.
Well, you got to say his name correct. See, you're mad that people are asking.
Yayo.
That's not his name.
Amari.
See, don't do that patronizing thing and then ask to have difficult conversations.
Should I call him his government name?
You should call him Ye because that's what he says he's called now.
So you tell Ye that I will do my research about his new name, his most recent antics for the last 2-3 years, and I will give him a real interview, and I'm not scared of him.
All right, so can I don't think it's about being scared. It's not like what?
Tell Kanye West when he ready.
Well, you got to say his name correct.
So, Sneeko, here's the thing, bro. His mama named him that, so fuck what he has to say. And then this crazy, deranged, lunatic parasite right here saying, say yay. Apparently, yay is his new name. No one gives a flying cunt or fuck or shit or damn or whatever the hell, dick, whatever you want to say. No one cares. That is his name. Sneeko has no power at this trial. Just like this woman right here, although in the words of Niles from the Butler, we're still waiting for the DNA results. These two have no power here. Denot was absolutely right to say Kanye West.
Tell Kanye West when he ready.
Well, you got to say his name correct. See, you're mad that people are asking.
Yayo.
That's not his name.
Amari.
See, don't do that patronizing thing and then ask to have difficult conversations.
Should I call him his government name?
You should call him Ye because that's what he says he's called now.
So you tell Ye.
He wasn't knighted by anybody in England, you dumb. Ugh. Jesus Christ, God, God, some people need to be on recall and never been born, because this is one of them. But I guess you put idiots down on earth so we can know what to avoid. But okay.
That I will do my research about his new name, his most recent antics for the last 2-3 years, and I will give him a real interview, and I'm not scared of him.
All right, so I don't think it's about being scared. It's not like what?
Tell Kanye West when he ready.
Well, you got to say his name correct. See, you're mad that people are asking.
Yayo.
That's not his name.
Amari.
See, don't do that patronizing thing and then ask to have difficult conversations.
Should I call him his government name?
You should call him Ye because that's what he says he's called now.
So you tell Ye that I will do my research about his new name, his most recent antics for the last 2-3 years, and I will give him a real interview, and I'm not scared of him.
All right, so I don't think it's about being scared. It's not like what?
Child. Child, I can have. Well, you gotta say his name correct. Sneeko clarify Kanye West's name. See, you're mad that people aren't asking. That's not his name. Don't do that patronizing thing and then ask to have different conversations. You should call him that because that's what he's called now. The whole action appeared on the media personalities live stream. Kanye West's visit at Diddy's trial was notable for some other reasons as well. He greeted Puff's son Christian King Combs, who also has a sexual assault lawsuit on him, just like Kanye West also has a sexual assault case upon him as well. Was notable for some other reasons as well. Oh, sorry, I already double read that. My bad, y'all. But he reportedly left after just about half an hour there. Kanye West Diddy trial here. So here is the clip of there. Here's the clip right here that you guys just saw.
Tell Kanye West when he ready.
Well, you got to say his name correct. See, you're mad that people are not asking.
Yayo.
That's not his name.
Amari.
See, like, don't do that patronizing thing and then ask to have difficult conversations.
Should I call him his government name?
You should call him Ye because that's what he says he's called now.
So you tell Ye that I will do my research about his new name and his most recent antics for the last 2-3 years, and I will give him a real interview, and I'm not scared of him.
All right, so can I don't think that's. I don't think you're. I don't think it's about being scared. It's not like.
While people call the former GOOD music boss a whole lot of things these days, we can't blame him or his circle for being so insistent on his wishes. It's the same respect one would want to give many other people with name changes, but whether it's tradition or disdain holding people back, most people have to fall in line. And not going to. So Sneeko can go and be a cuck to his girlfriend. Yeah. Yeah, he can go do that. Yeah, he can go support white supremacy and be a fucking waste of life. Because that is who he is, okay? My Lord. I mean, sincerely, you got DDG, you got Sneeko, you got Ray J, you got Kanye West. I mean, the can y'all just go on the idiots tour? Actually, don't do that because we don't need the country with y'all parasitic asses running around making money and giving stupid ass information. Please don't do that shit. Okay, moving on. And by the way, you saw the thumbnail. You know my voice is Debbie. You know why you're here. No. Now, if he was a decent citizen, Kanye West, then we'll call him that. But no. People have this thing called free will, rather. I don't know if you know about that, but it is what it is. Child, elsewhere, Kanye's West support of Diddy has been a long-standing narrative for the past year or so. Earlier than that, there were random mentions of the scandal and tensions even earlier than that, but especially in 2025. Kanye fully stands by the New York executive despite many allegations. When it comes to the Diddy trial, things went on as usual on his 23rd day in court on Friday, June 13th, for Homeland Security Investigation Special Agent took the stand. He alleged that authorities found drugs, baby oil, weapons, and ammunition during their raid of Combs' Los Angeles home. Y'all, that's it. I'm going to turn on my camera now because we've done the whole show for over an hour. Yes, we have. Child, what a show. What a show. What a show. And what a show. It is what it is. It is what it is, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just not here for any bullshit. I'm just not. No, like he's not gonna be called that name. When he goes to award shows, he will be known as Kanye West. Okay? And Sneeko's not going to do shit to me or anybody else because he should know that this is a thing called free will. Okay. Because just stop. Just stop. Like you're putting 20 on 10 for no reason. I just can't do it. I just cannot do it. So, y'all, that is the show. Like I said, we are just here chilling out now. I'm going to bring up our YouTube channel here and let you guys know what's up. What it is on what's up. Everybody falling in love. So let me show y'all this here. So I have moved this show right here to tomorrow night at 10:30 p.m. So we will be going over those court documents. Yes, we will. We'll be going over those court documents later on tomorrow night. So believe me, we have not forgot about Kanye West, but child, right here, this show right here, this show right here. Hold on. Yep, this show right here. Join me 8:30 p.m. tonight, because guess what? We do have the court documents. We have them. So join me here tonight at 8:30 p.m. Eastern, live for that. Should be a very interesting time, child. The news came out today. It was like under an hour ago. I saw some content creators talking about it. I'm like, okay, we're on it. Because y'all know me, I travel to the destinations that y'all are traveling to in this virtual world social media. So if y'all are traveling to it, I'm talking about it. And if I see a destination that I want to travel to, I want to talk about with y'all too. So that is where we are. Yes, indeed. So we're going to take a little commercial break. We'll be back with more right after this. Like, comment, share, subscribe. We are live on Troy. We'll be back right after this. Roll it.
Beyond this gate, find gardens green and epic worlds to fill your dreams.
There's really no secret about our approach. We keep moving forward. with the hope that it will be a source of joy and inspiration to all the world.
In Disney's 102-year history, there have been many defining moments and countless achievements. Today, we celebrate another thrilling moment, the creation of a spectacular new Disney theme park resort coming to Abu Dhabi.
Abu Dhabi is a place where heritage meets innovation, a place where we preserve our past while designing the future.
Bringing a Disney theme park resort to Yas Island, Abu Dhabi, marks a historic milestone in our journey as a global family destination.
The 7th Disney theme park resort destination represents a new frontier in theme park ambitions. Our resort in Abu Dhabi will be the most advanced and interactive destination in our entire portfolio. The location of our park is incredibly unique. It's anchored by a beautiful waterfront, which will allow us to tell our stories in completely new ways. Ultimately, this project will be a celebration of what's possible when creativity and progress come together.
What we are creating with Disney in Abu Dhabi is a whole new world of imagination, an experience that will inspire generations across the region and the world.
This collaboration represents a powerful fusion of Disney's unmatched legacy in storytelling and Miral's commitment to bringing world-class entertainment to our guests.
Abu Dhabi's vision for the future is to create a legacy for generations to come.
Disneyland Abu Dhabi will be authentically Disney and distinctly Emirati. An oasis of extraordinary Disney entertainment at this crossroads of the world. It will bring to life our timeless characters and stories in many new ways, becoming a source of joy and inspiration for the people of this vast region to enjoy for generations to come.
I'm loving it. And I'm loving y'all right back. Welcome back into Braylon's virtual tour live. Glad to have all of you here in the building with me. Good to see you, Justine Bell, my friend. I hope all is well with you. We are just chilling out, by the way, for everybody. I did a programming note on my community wall. If you were looking forward to the Kanye West documents, don't worry. We will be doing that tomorrow night at 10:30. And the reason why I did 10:30 was because tomorrow morning, 11 a.m., brand new show for y'all. Then at 6 p.m., day trial. Then at 8:30, we will have 90 Day Fiance Hunt for Love. It'll be episode 4. And then, of course, at 10:30 will be the Lauren Piscata and Kanye West lawsuit breakdown live. So please do not miss those shows. There should be a good time had. It's been a lot going on. It's been a lot going on. So yes, indeed. So yep, we are just chilling out here. Yes, indeed. Hey, two people, welcome in. Glad to have you all here. Hopefully all is well with all of you. Oh, man. Yes, indeed. So, yep, we are just chillaxing. Making it do what it do here. So yes, indeed. So yeah, we'll chill out here until probably what 1:43, probably, and then we'll head on out so that we can get ready for the Tyler Perry show coming up here at 8:30. So should be a good time had. I do have the court documents on deck, so it's going to be a lot of reading. So be here from the jump, okay? You can consider this a bonus show because I did not expect to do reading of a Tyler Perry lawsuit, okay? So just want to say that, so you know. Hey, two people, welcome in. Glad to have y'all here. We are just chillaxing. 3 people now. Thank you so much. We are just chillaxing. Talked about the 25th day of the Diddy trial. A lot went down. Apparently, Sneeko is a bulldog when he is really a chihuahua. For Kanye West, that is his name, and that there's no other name that needs to be said. There were credit card statements, and also too, the jury got to watch some freak off footage today as well. So yeah, a lot went down upon today. Yes, it did. So yes, indeed. There, welcome in. Glad to have you here. We're just chilling, y'all. Just chillaxing, y'all. Yes, indeed. So yep, I'm gonna try to hang on till 1:45, and then we'll head on out. And like I said, I'll meet you guys back here tonight for the Tyler Perry, for the Derek Dixon Tyler Perry lawsuit breakdown. That will be happening tonight. Okay, so get ready for that. Yes, indeed. One person in the building with me. Thank you for being here. Appreciate you. Yes, indeed. Just waiting. Hey, 3 people, welcome in. 2 people now. 1 more minute, then we'll get y'all the Daily Motivator, and then we'll head on out. So like I said, we got that Tyler Perry show coming up tonight at 8:30. Buddy, I'm just like, wow. Talk about anything and everything happening upon today, you know? Like I said, you could never predict what's going to happen in 24 hours. You can just never predict that. Child, this one is this one's big. Yes, indeed. All right, let me get y'all the Daily Motivator up here as we get ready to head on out. Great show tonight, everybody. The more powerful you are, the more responsible you are to act humbly. Pope Francis. Very wise words, good sir. Very wise words, good sir. And very wise words, good sir, indeed. All right, y'all. It's time for Day Motivator for Tuesday, June 17th, 2025. Golden Pathway. Many endeavors go more smoothly and produce greater quality when you're in the right frame of mind for them. Rather than using that fact as an excuse, use it as golden pathway. So there's something you must do before you're just not into it right now. Okay, fair enough. Take whatever necessary steps to get yourself to it. The distance between indifference and fascination is not that far. Once you have the intention to bridge that distance, you'll be able to quickly make it happen. The best way to get into it is literally get into it rather. Sorry, y'all. Say that 3 times though. Even though your spirit may be reluctant, simply start doing whatever you need to do. Before long, if you let your spirit will come around. Promise yourself that will happen. Then keep going as long as you willingly allow that promise to be fulfilled. Recognize that your reluctance to start as the opportunity it is. Take the first steps on the golden pathway that can always get you working with effectiveness and satisfaction. Ralph Morrison. You know, I had a golden pathway this morning, actually. One of the jobs that I applied for, I was just like, let me see something. I did that move and it worked for me, right? So the thing that you think may not work, try it. Because you just never know unless you reach out, right? So that's the first thing I will say to you. Is a golden pathway is only golden by the steps you make. So that's the first thing I'll tell you. Second thing I'll tell you is the best way to get into it is literally get into it. The more you hold off from going forward with whatever you're thinking about doing that can be productive for you, the less time you will have to experience the less time you'll have to experience the blessings from that decision, right? So always know that with your golden pathway, the longer you wait, the less time you have to enjoy. And I think that's extremely important, right? So, and then finally, everybody, recognize your reluctance to start as the opportunity it is. Like I said to you before, when I first started this channel, I had no idea what we were going to be, what we were going to do, and how I was going to be as a YouTuber. But I can tell you that it took everything that I went through to get to where I'm at now. Because now I'm literally on my own. Well, of course, you know, GG9, my main McQ, talk with Salon Dr. Ucha. But what I mean by that is I'm not beholden to anybody. I love who I love. In private and out loud. And I think we need to recognize the power of that. That sometimes in life, as long as we are carrying ourselves accordingly, that's who needs to know. You know what I mean? So with that being said, it's time for the best outro on YouTube. Know what you do and do what you know. Never say you want more special, because you will always want a blessing and trust. You may not be where you want to be, but by the end of it, you'll be where you need to be. Do what you've been chosen to do. Wise one to call yourself is none to be chosen. One love, much love, all love. I have spent time with you. You have spent time with me. And hopefully by spending time together, we'll be great together. And always remember where you're doing radio, television, YouTube, living your best life, or you're just recognizing that, let me tell you something, man, listen, whatever there you believe is yours, stay close to it. Make sure the replay is not just where you watch it, not just where you listen to it, but if you want to experience it again. I love you. I value. I appreciate you all. Always receive love, you got. Or receive love, you got. Give it. Or receive love, you got. Give it. Or receive love, you got. Give it. Wherever obstacles you have overcome, wherever successes you have achieved upon this particular day, I'm extremely proud of you. But no one else is proud of you. Be proud of your damn self. And finally, y'all, truly allow your world to be fun. Allow your world to be fun. I know that life can take so much out of us, but if you don't recognize the fun, you won't be able to if you don't recognize the fun, you won't be able to embrace the fun. With that being said, commercial break and fireworks coming your way for the day that was, for the day that's coming, for the blessings are on the way for you, me, all of us, as a society, as a culture. I feel the love and sit right with you. This is your final tour for this evening. Good night. But for the rest of you, I'll see you back here at 8:30 for our Tyler Perry conversation of the lawsuit. Got the documents on deck. Want to be here for at the top of the show. One love, much love, all love. I feel love and send it right back to you. Good night, everybody. Bye.
I thought I should tell you, they've been talking about you. Yeah, they've been talking about you. They've been talking about the fact that they've done everything they could to stop you and everything they could to block you, but you still win. They've been talking about the fact that they have undermined your success and they have tried to sabotage your seasons, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that even though they don't like each other, they get together to try to kill you, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that you were voted least likely to succeed, but like cream, you keep rising to the top. They've been talking about how they tried to burn your world down, but like the phoenix, you rose from the ashes. They've been talking about you, and you know what they say? Oh, she's just lucky. He's just lucky. But no, you ain't lucky. You're anointed. You got something on you. You got favor on you. You got power on you. You were born to win. Now they can call it luck, but it's grace. They can call it luck, but it's favor. But whatever they call it, it doesn't matter, because you know what God calls you? Do you know what God calls you? A winner. I thought I should tell you, they've been talking about you. Yeah, they've been talking about you. They've been talking about the fact that they've done everything they could to stop you and everything they could to block you, but you still win. They've been talking about the fact that they have undermined your success and they have tried to sabotage your seasons, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that even though they don't like each other, they get together to try to kill you, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that you were voted least likely to succeed, but like cream, you keep rising to the top. They've been talking about how they tried to burn your world down, but like the phoenix, you rose from the ashes. They've been talking about you, and you know what they say? Oh, she's just lucky. He's just lucky. But no, you ain't lucky. You're anointed. You got something on you. You got favor on you. You got power on you. You were born to win. Now they can call it luck, but it's grace. They can call it luck, but it's favor. But whatever they call it, it doesn't matter, because you know what God calls you? Do you know what God calls you? A winner. I thought I should tell you, they've been talking about you. Yeah, they've been talking about you. They've been talking about the fact that they've done everything they could to stop you and everything they could to block you, but you still win. They've been talking about the fact that they have undermined your success and they have tried to sabotage your seasons, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that even though they don't like each other, they get together to try to kill you, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that you were voted least likely to succeed, but like cream, you keep rising to the top. They've been talking about how they tried to burn your world down, but like the phoenix, you rose from the ashes. They've been talking about you, and you know what they say? Oh, she's just lucky. He's just lucky. But no, you ain't lucky. You're anointed. You got something on you. You got favor on you. You got power on you. You were born to win. Now they can call it luck, but it's grace. They can call it luck, but it's favor. But whatever they call it, it doesn't matter, Because you know what God calls you? Do you know what God calls you? A winner.
Prepare for a journey beyond imagination, beyond belief, beyond anything you've experienced before. Universal Epic Universe, a new theme park where you'll step through extraordinary portals to 5 immersive worlds. Prepare for a cosmic voyage of discovery, an isle of fire-breathing excitement, a shadowy world of monsters and mystery, new wonders in the wizarding world, and a new way to play. Plus the splendor of a magnificent resort hotel overlooking the park. It's all new excitement at Universal Orlando Resort. A week's worth of vacation thrills with 4 amazing theme parks, a variety of spectacular themed hotels, and incredible dining and entertainment. It's all at Universal Orlando Resort, where you'll find new adventures every day. Explore the astonishing worlds of Universal Epic Universe at Universal Orlando Resort.